This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And welcome to my video predicting characters that will appear in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. This is a list I made, I think maybe like 7 or 8 months ago, and I was going to release it alongside another video that I made at the time predicting possible playable characters. And while some of these have a chance to also become playable characters, especially if you've heard some of the rumors, and I'm going over a few of the characters that did make it on that original video, but it's the only ones I think are most likely from what I've seen now. It's not going to be all of them, and you can take a look at that video to get a look at my full predictions. It's from about a year ago, I think. I can't remember exactly when, but it was right around the time the game was announced as delayed, and I was going to push this back, and then I wasn't going to do this because of the fact I played the open beta. But since you can now publicly or open out the closed alpha, but since you can now talk about that, I am going to be looking at these predictions, and there's going to be one inclusion of a character I didn't think of but thought of after. But really, besides that, this is all going to be from the original list I worked on however long ago that last video came out. So let's go into it. And looking at that last video, I will only be giving the names. I will not be giving the full reasons. You can go watch that video for why I was predicting him to be in there. But of those, I think Deathstroke has a really great chance of appearing, as does Bane, Red Hood, and although I'm not too sure of which one, I feel like Nightwing or Robin. Maybe not both, but I feel like at least one of them has a good chance of appearing in this. But now to move on to this normal list where I will be giving full-on explanations for them. Let's start off with the first one from that. And the first one here is the Joker. I think there's almost a 100% certainty we'll be seeing the Joker in some way or some form. Most likely through a fear gas hallucination, through Batman being the quote unquote shadow, which he was in his time in between, because we obviously see Batman is going to be using the fear gas, at least from what it looked like and everything in Arkham Knight. So I think we'll be having Harley Quinn seeing the Joker. And there's just a few reasons I would think of this. The first is I feel that Kevin Conroy would definitely would have wanted to have Mark Hamill be there, and they are pretty good friends, and Mark Hamill really respected Kevin, and it seems the same went the other way around. But of course, the main reason is because they've put Joker in every game. Joker's been such a big part of it, I don't think they could resist having Joker in this game at all. And of everyone that I could think of, it's almost 100% certainty he will be here, and I just have to say that I can almost guarantee Joker will be in this some way, somehow. Flashback, fear gas, or we learn there's like another Joker blood infected person who is loose in Metropolis. Who really knows? But I feel like there's gonna be a guaranteed way for the Joker to show up being played by the legendary Mark Hamill. The next guess I have is just fully through the fact that these two characters have appeared in every single game in the Arkham series so far, and that is Jim and Barbara Gordon. Well, really, Barbara Drake in this universe now. Not sure if she takes Tim's last name. But I think the two of them have a really good chance of appearing, most likely for brief cameos. since Jim Gordon is now the mayor of Gotham, and I feel there will be some kind of appearance, especially since there is a hack-rally character in this. We'll get something small at least from Barbara, and some kind of cameo from Jim Gordon. Not 100% sure what it will be, but Jim is going to probably have a small appearance like he did in Arkham City, where he's basically just in the last cutscene and the Harley Quinn's Revenge story is opening. But I don't expect anything huge from them. I just expect them to have some kind of appearance. Well, the final character that I think we are getting a really good likely that's going to be returning at least is Alfred. I feel like he's going to be definitely trying to contact Bruce and try and talk him down. But I feel like Alfred is really likely. He's been in most of the games, although he wasn't in Asylum. And I feel like that does push him to be way more likely. There's a few more characters that did originally get to this part of the list, where it was characters that are returning, but they actually have been confirmed. And I'll be talking about all of that at the end of the video, so just in case you don't want the spoilers for that part. Now going to the ones I think that are going to be new characters. There's no real reason to think they will be in the game, but it's just more based off of guesses. The next two is Hawkgirl and Martian Manhunter, and this is fully based off of the fact that this is seeming to be a recreation of the Justice League from the DCAU, and I feel that we'll have a good chance of seeing them at least appear. It doesn't look like they are part of the Justice League, at least at the start, although Nth Metal does exist. I believe it was referenced in Arkham Knight. And although nothing really, from off the top of my head, indicates Martian Manhunter exists, I would just say since it is going to be similar, we could have it, and maybe even Martian Manhunter is how they break the control of Brainiac. And then Hawkgirl could also be maybe a just mind controlled person from when Brainiac attacked Thanagar or something, and we could see that full version of the Justice League form at the end. But honestly, think that this is a pretty good chance of them appearing. Not as likely as it was when I first thought of it, but still think there's a really solid chance. Maybe even if it is just a post-credit scene or a setup for a future Justice League game they want to make. The final two of ones that I think are likely to be here are characters that are typically associated with other characters that are guaranteed to be appearing in the game. Both have been in trailers, so no one has, and almost certain the other has. So we could go and take a look, but this character also isn't too surprising when you think of it. So I would say Jimmy Olsen and Mercy Graves are extremely likely to be in here, and that is since both Lois Lane and Lex Luthor are going to be in this, and Mercy Graves is the bodyguard to Lex Luthor, and Jimmy Olsen is almost always by Lois Lane's side unless they don't want to have Lois have any relation to Jimmy in the universe, which they do sometimes. I don't know, but I feel like it's just a thing that they're gonna miss an opportunity to not have a version of Jimmy Olsen, and I think that it'll be fun to see him. And Mercy Graves will probably be by Lex's side and helping to protect him, which will be a nice little thing. But also, there's kind of connections to DCAU. I'd say both would most likely be there. I think Mercy may have been created in the DCAU, but I'm not 100% certain on that. But still, I think that both have a really good chance of appearing, mainly because of their relation to two characters that are confirmed to be in the game. Now I'm going to do a quick list of characters I think. They're really unlikely, but it'd be cool to see them in this. Again, this isn't including anyone that was in the previous video, so let's do a quick look at that. I'd say Killer Croc would be cool to see, especially to see how he's changed and mutated since the events of Arkham Knight, as would Quincy Sharp, but I feel like that guy's probably being like prison for the rest of his life. Although we could see him maybe in the one of the cells in Arkham, which would be ironic since he was once the warden. And then I feel like it's unlikely, but I would really want to see the original Deadshot, the one from the Arkham games. He does get references to him in this, but I'm not sure if he will be part of the campaign or side missions. But honestly, I really want to be wrong about that because I'd love to see a side mission where Deadshot has to go against the imposter Deadshot since context clues kind of make it seem like he is still alive in the game. And then I would love to see Hush and have him maybe expanded a little more since he was not done well in Arkham Knight. I think Zaz would also be interesting to see, but there's just no way he would just appear randomly, so I think it's unlikely. But one I think that would be also interesting to see, and I think actually pushes it to be more likely since they may want to keep to their original Easter egg of of this character appearing, is the Calendar Man, and that'd be since this is the last time you'll be seeing Batman potentially in this timeline since Kevin Conroy did pass away, and he did have his prediction where he'd be there at the beginning and the end, being the first real villain that Batman took down, and he may be there for the end of Batman's career where the actor isn't here anymore. So I feel like they may have found a way to work him in because of that. But there's also the fact it could just be referring to the beginning of the Arkham series and the end of the Arkham series, and that could make me be wrong. So that makes it a little more on the confusing side. But now let's go to the ones that I actually did correctly guess. This will be including some minor spoilers to stuff that although it has already been talked about online. I want to give you the chance in case you haven't seen it to not have it be spoiled. But these next ones, they are already confirmed, and as I said, it might be a spoiler for you. One of them definitely is, and I sadly had it spoiled to me because someone decided to post the full thing on my subscription page saying the specific character was coming back, even though they warned you as a spoiler, and I'm not sure why they did, and included it in that when it would be way better to see it. But let's go into that list. Characters we will definitely be seeing return include Aaron Cash and the Riddler, who are both seen in the closed alpha test which I played. Cash is just kind of shown in the background when Waller goes to recruit them from Arkham, which does kind of disprove well, potentially disprove a theory I kind of had in my back of my head that Cash would be promoted to commissioner after Gordon went to become mayor. But it seems unlikely, or it could be likely, since he would be there to supervise the release of three dangerous criminals, since King Shark is being held in Bel Rev and everyone else is being held in Arkham. And going on to the other ones, I guess with Riddler, I was just going through the fact that I thought he was going to have some kind of appearance because he's appeared in every game. And then, of course, he has to be in there and having a bunch of puzzles. So it's going to be another time listening to Enigma wanting to go and beat the living daylights out of him. So that's going to be fun to do again. Now looking at Another one, I don't think Lois was in the trailers before, or I may have missed her. But as I said, I'm pretty sure she's appeared in trailers after. So Lois Lane has also been confirmed to be in the game, as has Rick Flag, who they had fully confirmed, but he was in the alpha that I played. So he's guaranteed. And the final one, which is a spoiler that they publicly posted about, and I don't know why they did this. This is your last chance if you haven't seen this one specifically, because I don't know why they reveal this and should just waited. And that is Poison Ivy. The character is supposed to be, I think, brought back from the dead or something. I'm not sure, but I hadn't looked too much at it. But someone decided to spoil this by posting a thing with the Poison Ivy reveal trailer for the game. So I was really annoyed. I thought that she may have appeared because she appeared in all the Rocksteady Arkham games, but that was really it. And I had a few of the characters in there just for that fact. But now this has been confirmed, it is just, kind of annoying that they decided to reveal this when it's supposed to be a big plot point that's supposed to happen later on, and isn't something they had to reveal. But honestly, I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments. Also, this is not really talking about anyone that we already know is going to be in the game besides the ones I mentioned, since it's just a fun fact that I was able to predict those characters. And I wanted to mention them, but let me know what you think, and I'll see you next episode of Legends Theories.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.